Man, I cannot believe it. I did that right there. I assembled that. I put that big bore on. Huge, huge, huge accomplishment. Super excited to get on this thing and get riding. Well, here we are, everybody. We made it to 1,000, and I just want to say again, thank you guys so much for the support. You guys are the reason why we are here today. It's a collaborative effort, not just me putting out these videos. All thanks to you guys. So I've been talking for a while now about a special announcement for this KLX right here once we get to 1,000. And by the title and thumbnail, you already know what this is about. So let's go ahead, get into it, and talk about what the KLX is going to be undergoing here. It's going to be pretty exciting. Kind of reminiscent of the first video I made when I was modifying the KLX. KLX 250 getting stage 1 mods made right here. Talking about all the mods we're going to do to the KLX, and of course we have now a full Barker system. We have an EJK KDX Snorkel, numerous other things. Crash kit, sliders, coated the plastics, pro taper bars, underbar mirrors, seat concept seat, chopped off the rear fender, done a bunch of stuff to this KLX right here. But now the KLX is going stage 3. So the KLX 351, we're porting the head on this thing because as you guys saw from that dyno run with the 351 here, it drops off pretty hard after about 8,000. And so me being me, wanting more power, always wanting to push the limits, I started doing research, and I know the carbureted bike's not really an issue. Pumper carb, port the head cams, do all that stuff, 351, and you have yourself about a 35 horsepower bike. So I figured, hey, why can't we do this to the EFI bike? In order to be able to advance the platform, you gotta take risks. So that's what we're doing, porting the head. Now in the title as well, we talk about the cams. So my plan of attack is, I plan on porting the head first, taking it to the dyno, see what power it makes. I think the head is definitely where the KLX is losing a lot of power, and then after that we will make a determination there as to whether or not the KLX needs the cams. I'm still on the fence about the cams. I've heard that the cams might not do so well. I'm sure you KLX guys on the forums have heard the story about somebody racing Supermoto and they actually had slower times with the cams, but you can't really judge whether or not to do the cams based off of that one scenario where there could be many factors involved, not ripping the bike out, not gearing it properly, the tune, etc., etc. We're shooting for big power here. We're trying to get to 35 horsepower, which is about the power of a 250 motocross bike. Kawasaki won't make this bike for us. Well, I guess we're gonna have to do it ourselves. So after we hit the dyno with the ported head here, and if I'm not satisfied, well, you guys see how I operate. Did the big bore, thought that was the end all be all, more power. Well, yeah, here we are, gonna port the head on the KLX, and we're thinking about doing cams. So I'd say most likely I'm gonna do the cams, but since this really hasn't been done yet with the EFI bike, we're gonna do the ported head first, see how the bike responds, and then I feel like it would be best to do the cams afterwards, so that way we can see the difference from big bore to ported head to cams, so that way we can model the progression of the power and, like I said, how the bike responds. So why is this such a big deal? Well, as you know, the KLX in the US got fuel injection in 2018. So not on this side, but the other side we have the EJK here. Of course, we have that because the bike is fuel injected. With this fuel injection setup, no one here in the US has been able to test the waters and I guess push the limits. So just recently, the big bore got smoothed out so we can run it on our EFI bikes. You see the carb bikes run ported head cams making about 35 horsepower. And well, I think that would be pretty sweet to have in this KLX right here. So I know you guys have a bunch of questions about when is this going to happen, what about this, that, and the other thing. So let's start with that. We have one special part that I'm waiting on to do the ported head here. It is on back order, and the ETA is about 3 weeks. So that's that. Once we get that part, we're going to do the ported head. I'm just waiting on that one special part. So the other question I'm sure is, what about oversized intake valves? So with that, they don't make titanium valves, and this is talking to my local machine shop guy. He said that the bike should have titanium valves from the factory. So the oversized intake valves are kibble white stainless steel, which is about twice the weight of titanium, which means you need heavier springs, and so that means you need a spring kit, the valves, and all that, which is about $420. So would you rather spend $400 for oversized intake valves or wait and do the cams? Because you can't keep the stock springs if the stock valves are titanium, and you have the stainless steel valves because, you know, different weight, and of course you're going to need heavier springs for that. So next question is, well, you have the big bore on here. We don't even know if the injector is big enough for the big bore. So how do you think the ported head's going to work out? Well, like I said in the beginning of this video, in order to advance the platform, you got to take risk, and while it is a risk, it's a calculated risk, and I feel like I've done my research here. And what's the worst that can happen? The KLX does not have a big enough injector. Well, there's solutions out there to get a bigger injector. Done my research on that as well. Since this is kind of new territory for the fuel injector bike, we're gonna have to, like I said, test it out, install it, see how it does on the dyno, and if it doesn't work, well, it doesn't work. We gotta go from there and keep on moving forward. Without failure, you're not gonna make progress. Hoping we're not gonna fail here, but like I said, I think I've gotten my research in line here, and I think that we're gonna be able to run the KLX hopefully at about 35 horsepower, about the same horsepower as the 250 race bike, which, like I said, you know me, can't have enough power. That pretty much covers all the bases here for the special announcement for the KLX. But yeah, hey, that's the special announcement for the KLX. I hope it was worth the wait for you guys. I know I've been keeping this a secret. I've teased it before in a few videos. I think when I did the big bore announcement, say, hey, maybe in the future do some cams. And then after seeing that dyno graph, definitely shows how the head is pretty choked up. That's that special announcement. And if you notice, in the videos leading up to this, I say we have a special announcement for the KLX, among other things. Well, what I meant by that is that this summer, provided everything goes according to plan, you know, we are going through this global pandemic thing together. I'm working through things here, and if things go according to plan, we should have a pretty good summer of builds. And that's all I'm going to give you for right now. Can't give all my secrets away. Keep you guys on your toes, of course. But yeah, here we are. 1,000 subscriber announcement, ported head, cams for the KLX. We're going to push the limits. We're going to take risk, calculated risk. But like I said, everything seems to be worked out in line here with my research. But I am excited to get this done for the KLX. Like I said, we're shooting for big power to the sky, 35 horsepower at the wheels, 250 race bike. But I think that is going to do it for today's video. Again, thank you guys so much for getting all of us here. Like I said, it's a collaborative effort. It's not me just putting out the videos. You guys have to watch them, subscribe, like the videos, comment, share them, do all that. It's all thanks to you guys. Like I said, when I started this, I had big aspirations, and hitting 1,000 subscribers is, you know, a pretty big deal. I'm proud of it. We're just going to keep on going up from here. Things are going to get better and better as the channel grows, and I don't know if you can tell by the tone of my voice, but I'm pretty excited for it. I think you guys are too. And like I said, the support's unreal. If you guys take anything away from this video, just thank you to all you guys. With that being said, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also share it to your friends and those who may enjoy it. And of course, hit that subscribe button, get the bell on, of course, to keep up with the KLX build here. Stage 3, we are going for ported head cams, like I said. And go ahead, comment your thoughts down below about anything you want in this video, tips, tricks, what you know about any of the subjects that came up in today's video. But with all that being said, join the club, and I'll see you in the next one.